Hey guys, I welcome you all to my channel. So my name is Anirudh and I'm a third year medical student. So it's been some time since I have done some work on a zoology topic, and let's do that particular work now. Let's talk about one important chapter from zoology here in the best possible way. So the topic is body fluids and circulation. So this is a 11th class 11th topic, right? And I have thought of, yes, in this particular video, without discussing anything, let's first primarily see what are the important topics that you need to focus on and what are those particular topics from which the NEET is constantly asking questions every year. So in 2016, two exams were conducted, NEET 1 and NEET 2. And in NEET 1, there was a question based on the very basic understanding of blood vessels. So that was a conceptual question, like blood pressure concept was put to test over there. And then there was a question in the second exam from the topic of components of blood, right? Components of blood in the sense that you have different components here. They can ask question on any of these components, whichever is given in NCERT. So it could be a question on the blood cells, it could be a question on the plasma proteins, and yeah, anything of that particular kind, I will be considering it as a question from the topic of components of blood. Okay, so you have a question from that. And in 2017, there was a question on components of the blood here also, and there was a question on frog's heart, right? We'll discuss that also. In 2018, they came up with a question on heart structure. See the valves that were in between the ventricle and atria, and also the semilunar valves were asked in that particular question. And then there was a question on the components of blood here again. So yeah, it's again repeating. And this time they focused on the plasma proteins, and they asked and matched the following questions where the function of plasma proteins had to be matched with each and every individual plasma protein. And in 2019, they came up with a calculation based question based on cardiac cycle to find the this particular equation: stroke volume multiplied by heart rate is equal to cardiac output. So this is a very standard equation that we will be discussing in this particular chapter. Now into 2020, this year, they had a question on components of blood, yet again another question from that, and then there was a question on ECG. ECG is a small topic, we had done multiple 2 videos on that. So ECG here also we will be covering it in the quickest way possible, and this time they had asked a question on the QRS complex this year. So this is how the NEET is asking questions from this. So either you will get one question or you will get 2 questions from this particular chapter. Both are concept based questions. These days it is a concept based question. This question like components of the blood, frog's heart is a concept based question. Components of the blood that they are asking is normally a memory based question every time. And this particular question is also a concept based question. The concept of blood pressure was put to test over there, right? So the most commonly repeating topic from this particular chapter thus becomes component of blood, isn't it? So most of the years you are getting a question from the very basic concept of components of the blood components and their functions or their features. So yes, please make it a point to revise all the topics over there with special emphasis on these kind of topics, because there is a high chance that you will get a question next year also from these kind of areas. And it is always recommended that you learn top to bottom of this particular chapter. Each and every line has to be learned line by line, word by word. You have to go through the NCERT. Let us make everything very easier in this particular lecture series, right? So I will see you in the next video with the proper topics. Let's start the proper topics in the next video now.